Welcome to another edition of the Jetski fishing channel. Coming to you today out in the middle of the Firth. I've travelled out about 20 miles on the new Sea-Doo GTX 155. Give it a good run and check its fuel economy and all those good things. So I'm fishing today for a variety of species actually. Snapper, Kahawai and Kingfish. So we'll see what we get on. Yep, nice one. Oh, dropped him. Here we're back, here he is. Smaller one now. Still, it's a good start to the day. Fishing in 50 metres of water, so it's quite a long way up. I'm using a Cyclops rig. I'll show you that when I get it up. And I've got a squid vicious on there, kind of an orangey browny colour. The reason I'm using what's called a Cyclops rig, or a version of it, it's basically a 2-ounce ball sinker with an eye on it, and then an unweighted hook hanging off that. That gets it down quicker in this depth. There you go. Nice snapper, around the 1.5 kilo mark. You can see there the Cyclops rig with the squid vicious. So he can come home for dinner. So this time of year, it's work up time, so I'm always looking around for birds. It's mid-November. That's the time of year when the big snapper come in, the big males are coming in to breed. Hopefully we'll pick one of them up at some point today. So remember, when you get an inquiry, it's not a big strike. Just pull that weight on, wind the slack out of the line, and more often than not, that'll set the hook. So I'm getting a few touches now. Just lift the rods up. Feels solid. Bit more of a take than a nibble. Oh yes, feels nice. Oh yes, nice fish. So the key with a nice fish is just take your time, but be aware of the bottom. And I've got more line out than what the depth is, so he can quite easily get me in the rocks if he wants to. You can tell by the colour of the line that I've got about 65 metres of line out. So I need to get that back above 50 or even into the 40s to make sure that he can't get me in the reef. Here he comes now. Quite a bit of colour. And he's a nice fish. And there he is. A nice 7-pound snapper. Around the 3.5 kilo mark. So as you can see, a nice fish. I'm going to let him go. So the action seems to be hotting up a little bit now. Getting a few bites on the bottom. Whales, dolphins, gannets all around. Before long, we could be in a full-blown workup. It's just a matter of being patient on a day like today. You don't want to keep racing up to the workup because it's only a small workup. At the moment there's maybe 20 birds there and a whale. And all that's happening is that whale's rounding up the bait and the birds are coming in and feeding with the dolphins. You need that to get a lot bigger and then the snapper will be under it. So until then, just be patient, work the edges and work behind the work up as it drifts, because you've got to remember that work up's up high and that's creating a burley trail which is going down slowly. So as the work up moves, the burley trail is going behind it all the way down to the bottom. Another feature of the Sea-Doo is what's called intelligent brake reverse. It's got it's the only jet ski with a brake. And you can be driving along, pull the brake, which is on a handle on your left hand, just a lever on the left hand, same as the throttle on the right hand. Pull that and the jet ski will automatically just go into a computer calculated reverse, slow and stop. And then you can use that same handle to then reverse, so you're not having to take your hand off the controls to reverse. And we're hooked up to a nice fish. And off he goes. Oh, shit. Here he comes now. Oh, off he goes again. Another nice fat kahawai. So there we have him. Nice kahawai. And off he goes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and jig for either a big kahawai or a kingfish. I'm in amongst a little bit of a boil up that just happened. So I'm going to see if I can't pull something out on the big jig. So I'll put this little skirt on to make it look a bit more like a bait fish. So the hook will flap around a bit and attract some nice big kahawai. A lot of sign down near the bottom too here, which is good. Oh, I'm hit. Here we go. Hit on the way down there. Oh, and that's got some good pull. That could be a kingfish or a nice sized kahawai. I think it's a kingy. Small kingy, I think. Oh. Here he is, a nice sized kingfish, around the 5 or 6 kilo mark. A nice little fight. So I'm all the way out here at the top of Coromandel on this new 2012 Sea-Doo GTX 155. It's a great machine. It's got something that's called closed loop cooling, which gives me confidence to come out this far, and it doesn't throw salt water all through the engine. The only place it uses salt water is to cool the exhaust. The rest of the engine is in a closed loop, so it has its own cooling system compared to other jet skis where the salt water goes through the whole thing. So that's all we've got time for today. Hope you had fun. Make sure you keep an eye on jetskifishingchannel.co.nz or go to Facebook and check out Jetski Fishing Channel. We'll see you next week.